What's up, guys? Welcome to week number 23 of Goggins Force Training. This week here, I've got a couple of good things, couple of little bit frustrating things, but overall, this was a very positive week of training. So as you can see here, I'm hitting some of my warm-ups just to a box here. I've been doing a lot of just spending time barefoot over the last week. This is one of the recommendations that I got from my chiropractor last week. When I went in for my regular adjustment, we did a little bit of work on my ankles. And as you can see there, the right foot is still kind of tight. That's why it's turned out more than the other one. But I've been spending a lot of my work day and a lot of my training sessions just without shoes, which is something to get used to. I didn't end up doing it on the heavier sets here just because I was still a little bit freaked out about it. But by the time that I'm recording this here, I've spent the entire last week and a half out of shoes, and that's actually made a pretty significant improvement in my ankle discomfort in the morning. But anyways, getting back to the squats here, I'm scheduled to do a repeat on the heavy day, so I'm going up to 475. It's supposed to be 3 sets of 3, or 3 to 4 sets of 3. I ended up having to shut things down after the second set. My warm-ups and everything all felt fine. Positioning felt good. I felt very balanced during the sets, but for some reason I had a little bit of a hamstring flare-up, kind of on both sets. The first set felt fine, but I felt kind of like the precursor to something on the last rep. Decided to take the second rep, and I felt that kind of same precursor on the second and third rep of this second work set here. So decided to be more cautious than not and shut down the heavier sets. Tried to take my back off set with 405 and ended up getting a little bit stanky leg on the only rep that I took there. So shut that down after the single, just decided to move on to my accessory work and just not further aggravate it. This ended up being pretty frustrating since I've been symptom free for several weeks now, and was just kind of starting to get a little bit optimistic that I might be on the back end of recovering with that issue. So it sent me to a little bit of a frustrated place for a few days, but was able to kind of put everything back together by the deadlift day. So I guess spoiler alert, everything ended up going all right with that. So nothing notable here on the light bench day, just more pause work with the Duffalo bar. I'm still working on keeping good eccentric speeds instead of going 2 miles an hour like I normally do. That will forever be my battle. But the deadlifts on this day felt fantastic. I feel like I was able to nail finally the right combination of kind of patience with the setup, also nailing the hook grip, but then in addition to that, actually putting a little bit of aggression into the bar and just pulling harder instead of pulling hesitantly. And some of this I attribute to actually being barefoot. I'm able to feel myself rooting to the floor much differently than I can in the shoes. I also feel the balance between my quads and glutes and hamstrings a lot better. And once I get to, I believe it's this next rep here after this one, I did what I'm pretty sure is the best deadlift of my life as far as just positioning and balance, the way the bar locked out, just the smoothness of the rep. And this is pretty cool to see here after the workout was done, because I don't think I've ever nailed all of those things quite so well or so consistently over the course of a workout. All of the working reps felt really smooth. I could feel myself wedging the lockout at the top half because of the better positioning rather than trying to pull the bar up and over my hips. And these are things that I know and at times have gotten to make sense in different pieces, but this workout ended up feeling like the best combination of figuring out all of those different cues for myself. So ended up hitting 8 total singles with 515. I think we'll probably make a little bit bigger jump in weight for the next heavy workout. But even with this being relatively light, still ends up being about 85%, I think, relative to anything heavy that I've pulled in the past. So I'm just really happy with how these have progressed technically, and it's nice to see that even after not having done, you know, a ton of heavier deadlifting in the last 6 months or so, that I've been able to clean up a lot of technical things that weren't necessarily gaping holes with how I was lifting before, but just being slowed down by having to work around some injury and just work with lighter weight has actually carried over into making me just a better skilled lifter. So provided everything can continue to heal, I'm actually entertaining the idea of trying to do a meet sometime around September. I'm not going to push necessarily for any numbers that I don't feel I can hit safely without putting myself at any additional risk. So we'll kind of see for that. I think I've got another week or two before I decide. That way I've got enough time to prep, but I feel like even if I kind of go in and take a token squat, since that's the one lift that's still been giving me a little bit of trouble, even if I do that, I can set up to maybe at least hit, you know, a 400-pound bench in competition, if not maybe a little bit more, since to date my best is still a 351, I believe, and then maybe hit a nice deadlift, since I think that I'm set up for maybe hitting some good numbers with that in the second half of this year. So we'll see. Still got a little bit of time to decide. I'm going to talk to my chiropractor and as well as Steve and kind of see what they think as well. But that might be in the works, so that'll be exciting. That brings us to the Saturday bench workout. We decided to dial some of the weights back just a little bit from the last workout. And so what I ended up hitting here were 5 triples with 365. These also moved very well. My eccentric, although still slow on the first rep, is still faster than it's been, which is a little sad, so I'm still going to keep working on that. But all of the reps felt smooth and easy, and like I had a couple reps in the tank on all of the sets. So what I ended up doing is on the 5th set, just because I felt like I had it in the tank, decided to take a nice long pause on the last rep. And so I ended up hitting 365 for something like a 3 or 4 count pause on the 15th working rep of the day, and it moved nice and smoothly. So that's not too surprising, since I'm typically a better pause bencher than I am with touch and go, but it's nice to know that I can still make 365 move really well 5 working sets in. So after that, hit 3x3 with 335 on the floor presses, and then the usual combination of accessory work for shoulders and triceps, and some prehab with rear delts as well. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully I have some more productive training next week. If you haven't done so already, be sure to check out the gym's website at savagegym.com. Connect with me on Facebook and Instagram. Information will be below, and look out for a couple of big changes for the gym over the next couple of weeks. So that's it. Take care.